Here you have my 1500 point Witch Cult of Incessant Rage. The core of the army is here in the center. Witches, it's worth noting that I do run the Red Grief Obsession, allowing my witches to both advance and charge in the same turn, and can re-roll charge ranges, which is very useful for vehicles. In the front here you have Dolly, of course the Warlord. She has the artifact, the Triptych Agonizer, which gives her +3 attacks. Her combat drug gives her an additional attack, and her Warlord trait is Precision Blows, so she will have 8 attacks, and 6s to wound will cause a mortal wound. On the right you have Anna with her trusty Blast Pistol, her combat drug giving her +1 toughness, and on the left you have everyone's favorite Kitty. She has her Impaler combat drug +2 move. Directly behind them you have a unit of 7 witches. The Hecatrix has an Agonizer and Blast Pistol, and you see Razor Flails there. Their combat drug is +1 weapon skill. On the right you have a unit of 10 witches. Combat drug is +2 leadership. You have one witch weapon, which is the, once again, Hydra Gauntlets, and the Hecatrix has the Agonizer Blast Pistol. And another unit of 10 here on the left. Their combat drug is +1 strength, which should come in handy fighting guard. 2 witch weapons, 1 Razor Flails, 1 Hydra Gauntlets, and the Hecatrix once again has the Blast Pistol and Agonizer. Supporting them, we have 2 units of Reaver Jet Bikes. This unit in front of 6 has the 2 Blasters and Grav Talons. And then the unit in the back of 6 has 2 Heat Lances and 2 Grav Talons. Directly behind them you have a total of 8 Scourges, 2 of which have Blasters, and the Solarite has a Power Lance and Blast Pistol. Moving back towards the center, you have 3 dedicated transports of Raiders, each one armed with a Dark Lance. They also have Phantasm grenade launchers on each of those. Then we're going to have 1 Venom. It has the Splinter Cannon on top and twin Splinter Rifles underslung. And on the far right, a unit of 20 Hellions. Combat drug for them is going to be +1 strength. So the Heliarch in front there does have Phantasm grenade launchers. Last thing I need to mention, 2 things. First, Anna there on the right has the Blood Glaive, which is a more improved version of the Archite Glaive, allowing her to hit at normal weapon skill and doing D3 damage. And it's +2 strength, or +3 strength instead of +2. And then combat drugs for both the bikes is +1 attack. So with that, we're ready to take on, once again, Jake's Imperial Guard.
Alright, Jake here all. Once again, the Cadian 540 has been sent to the world. There's terrors in the night, and they've been sent to fight the Swift Knight. The terrors come and go quickly, nobody can get a good eye on them, and they're hoping to come in and take out whatever it may be, along with their knight ally. My Warlord today will be my company commander with Plasma Pistol and Power Sword. He will have superior tactical training, the Cadian Warlord trait, as well as my army will have the Born Soldiers for the regimental doctrine. He's accompanied by another company commander with a shotgun and a chain sword, a Primaris Psyker with Night Shroud and Psychic Maelstrom. For my troop choices, I have 6 troop choices. This is a brigade detachment, by the way. First troop choice is a 20-man conscript squad. Then I have 5 infantry squads. Each sergeant has a chain sword and Las pistol. 2 of the squads have flamers. 1 of the squads has a grenade launcher. 1 of the squads has a plasma gun. 1 has a melta gun. 3 of them have heavy bolters, and 2 of them have missile launchers. That's my 6 troop choices. And then for elites, I have a commissar with a bolt pistol, and I have 2 platoon commanders with chain swords and Las pistols. For fast attack choices, I have an armored sentinel with Las cannon, and I have 2 hellhounds with inferno cannons and heavy bolters. For my heavy support choices, I have 2 squads of mortars and a squad of autocannons. And then for a super heavy auxiliary detachment, I have my Knight Crusader, and he has the rapid fire battle cannon, the Avenger Gatling cannon, the 2 heavy stubbers, and the heavy flamer. And that's my list, 1,500 points on the nose.
What is the location?
Tonight's mission is No Mercy, which is essentially a kill points mission, which should make it very interesting. You have your standard secondary objectives of Slay the Warlord, First Blood, and Linebreaker. Standard deployment map is Dawn of War, so we are 24 inches apart from each other, straight line distance. As far as deployment, have a nice board tonight, ready to take on Jake's Imperial Guard. We'll start here with the Drukhari, who finished deploying first. Over here you got 2 Raiders, both with 10 witches each. You have a line of Hellions, 20 strong, strung out across the front. They're supported with the Reaver jet bikes with the blasters, the empty Venom, the Command Raider, the Scourges, and another set of bikes here with the Heat Lances. In the center, you have a no man's land that has a huge line of sight blocking terrain piece in the Sky Shield landing platform, butted up against the big redoubt there that the Imperium uses for anti-aircraft duties, but today those guns will remain silent. On the left, river, as usual, -2 to charge through that, unless you're going over the bridge here or you're going over the ford there, and 2 empty bastions who will help no one. On Jake's side, Jake, what you got going?
Infantry squad.
Oh yeah.
Infantry squad, Hellhound, infantry squad, company commander, autocannons, sentinel, mortars, both sections inside, warlord, infantry squad, conscripts, Hellhound, knight, commissar, platoon commander, psyker.
Okay, so at this point we'll get ready to roll off to see who goes first. So this will be pretty critical, Jake, because my Drukhari are fast, as you know. So I get +1 to my roll. Blue dice is me. Uh-oh, that's a 1.
Don't worry, Michael. As always, Jake will roll a 1. Not today.
Okay, well, I do get a chance to steal the initiative, so we're going to give it a whirl. Hold your breath, Jake, because that's a 5. So close. So Jake will be taking the first turn. Can't do that anymore, remember?
That's right, yeah.
So we will be back with the Imperial Guard's first turn movement coming up next. Okay, Jake, talk about your turn 1 movement.
Alright, turn 1 movement. The conscripts, seeing the enemy, advance, as always, with their trusty commissar, who also advanced. The Hellhound moved up. The Primera Psyker moved up. The platoon commander advanced. The squad that was down here, the heavy bolter, stayed put, and the guys shuffled up into the building some, here in the side and in the back. This squad that was already in the building moved forward. Mortar stayed put. Company commander stayed put. This squad here stayed put, as well as the autocannons and the sentinel. This Hellhound moved up. This squad moved up. This squad stayed put. And the knight, he moved up a few inches as well.
Like what you did here with the ruins, with the new FAQ out, you can't assault into ruins unless you can get your bases up there. So right now Jake is occupying the entire right side of that ruin. It's going to make it hard for me, but we'll see what we can do. I also have a lot of shooting here with the Drukhari, so hopefully pick some guys off. Hopefully some guys will survive this first turn of shooting, but before that, we got the psychic phase coming up next. Jake's going to go ahead and cast Night Shroud on the Hellhound. Needing a 6.
It's a 5.
That's a 5. You have a whole bunch of
I'm going
points.
to command re-roll at number 2.
So you need a 3 here. He gets it with a 7. I have no way to deny, so Night Shroud is now active, -1 to hit on that Hellhound.
Heavy bolter from the Chimera shot at these guys, didn't kill anybody. They advanced, they couldn't shoot anything. Inferno Cannon was just out of 16-inch range. I forgot, I was measuring 18 when I moved him. My mistake, it's 16. The big guy here, he shot the heavy stubbers and the Avenger Gatling Cannon at the Wicks. He killed like a few of them, huh?
Yeah, he killed like 3 or so,
yeah.
Maybe 4.
The
rapid fire
battle cannon.
That did some work.
He shot at these guys, killed 4 of them.
Not quite, because you rolled poorly on the wound, so 3, I think.
Rolled 3 of them.
Yeah.
This heavy bolter right here, I think, took a wound off him.
Yep.
Plasma gunner here, I think, took a wound off him.
Yep.
This guy up here, this didn't do anything. The mortars all shot at these Hellions over here, killed the ones that this guy didn't kill.
So in all, I lost 8 Hellions this first turn.
The autocannons shot over here, took out 2 of them.
Did some work, yeah.
Heavy bolter over here, took a wound off these guys. Sentinel right here, tried to kill the last guy, didn't do anything. Heavy bolter on this guy, shot at the Wicks, didn't do anything. This heavy bolter shot at the Wicks, didn't do anything. As well as the grenade launcher, I used a frag grenade for him, didn't do anything. This missile launcher back here, shot at this guy, took no wounds off him. That's first round shooting. Okay,
it's worth mentioning, I did spend 2 command points to give my Hellions lightning fast reflexes, so Jake was hitting them on 5s.
And I rerolled 1 command point for my rapid fire battle cannon.
Yes. And Jake also gave a plethora of orders throughout his lines, which was making him reroll. So between needing 5s a hit, but the rerolls, I think it all kind of averaged out. So I lost 8 Hellions, with their leadership 8 Jake. I am definitely going to spend another 2 command points in order to auto-pass their leadership. The only other unit that lost somebody is over here with the bikes. They lost a total of 5. That is the leader who is still alive. And so I'm going to go ahead and hope for a 2 or 1, 2, or 3. 4 or more, she's going to flee. That's a 2. So she's going to stay on the board.
You don't want to command point that, Mike?
I do not. We're going to stay with that. I feel pretty lucky. 5 plus 2 is 7, so she's going to stay. Okay. Jake doesn't think that's going to be enough damage to save his guys. He has a little bit of experience playing with the new codex, the one game that we played the other day. So he knows how fast they are.
Very fast. They can get across the board. That's why I didn't shoot the transports, because either I knocked them out of the transports, they would have got to disembark for the transports, just put them that much closer to me to then move, advance, and charge.
That's absolutely true. The difference is tonight, you're playing with a lot more guys than you did when we played before, so see how many I can chew through here. All right, on to Drukhari, turn 1, next. Drukhari, turn 1 movement. I have moved my Scourges up into the ruins right here, while the Raider has moved out just 14 inches to the other side of the ruins. 16 inches for the Venom to move up so it gets maximum firepower out of its splinter rifles and splinter cannon. Over here, the one surviving witch from the squad with used to have heat lances has moved up and is directly between the knight, the primary psyker, and the commissar. Advanced, obviously, for the full 26 inches. These guys advanced as well, now sitting directly outside the ruins. Over here on the left, the Hellions advanced, rolled a 3, so they got to move a total of 17 inches. While one Raider full of 10 witches with the combat trucks there has just moved 14 inches up, while this one has moved over and 14 inches looking at targets over there. So this one has the combat drugs, which give them +2 leadership. Over here, that's +1 toughness with the B. Okay, with that, we'll go into shooting. It won't be as impressive as a guard, but we'll see what we can do. Next. Drukhari, hot dice are hot. Okay, we started over here with the Hellions. After advancing, they shot into the squad back in the woods, hitting them with the Phantasm grenade launcher off the Heliarch, and then killing 3 with the splinter pods underneath of their skyboards. And then moved over here, and with the Dark Lance, managed to take out the Sentinel that was back there, rolling a 6 on damage, which was sweet. And then the pistols in here, including the blast pistol and the plasma grenade, ended up taking out 3 from that squad. Moving over here, this Raider did 6 damage to the Hellhound that was there, and then blasters from these Scourges managed to do 2 more hits and eventually killed it. killed it dead. It was very nice. But unfortunately, the splinter carbines here did not kill too many conscripts. But as you can see, once, or maybe not see, once the Hellhound was dead, it did blow up. Took out some conscripts, put 1 wound on the knight, put a wound on the psyker, 2 wounds on the commissar, 1 wound on my bike. Jake did re-roll with a command point to try to kill a bike. He was unable to.
1 on the psyker, 2.
Yeah, and then managed to kill 2 guys up in that ruin up there, and it was a mess. It was a definite mess. So after that, unfortunately, this particular raider missed with its lance into the knight, so the knight's still at 23 wounds. But with some pistols, I managed to kill some more conscripts. And then the Phantasm grenade launcher on here launched and hit the conscripts for -1 leadership as well. Over here with these bikes, after advancing, they could still fire their blasters, and 1 blaster managed to kill 1 of the autocannon in there. So right now, the Drukhari shooting phase was just phenomenal. And now we're going to go into the assault phase and do even more damage. So we'll be back after the Drukhari charge phase and fight phase. Okay, it was a very hectic combat phase, so we'll just summarize. Starting over here with the bike, that's where I started. I killed the commissar, but Jake did heroically intervene with both his Primaire Psyker and his platoon leader, and the Primaire Psyker ended up striking down the bike, so that's the green mark you see there. Both the Raider and Venom managed to charge into the unit's conscripts. They did a couple of wounds. Eventually the conscripts ended up losing 11 guys, +1 for the Phantasm grenade launcher, and they failed the morale check, and the remaining guys ran away. Over here, Jake lost another one because of morale, but he did manage to take out 1 bike over on this side, right there inside the ruins. And what I managed to do to him is take out 1 mortar base, put a wound on the other, and the squad in front and the squad in back just took 1 wound, and that was a mortal wound from the Graf Talon. Over here, this bike managed to hit the company commander and do 1 wound. Company commander had actually seized the initiative, moved up in the fight order to try to kill the bike, but no luck there, no joy there. These guys weren't affected, and the autocannons passed their morale. Over here, Jake did a number on my Hellions. As you can see, I lost 6, and how that worked is he killed 2 on Overwatch. After they charged in, the sergeant was the only guy standing who survived, and he heroically took out 2 Hellions.
This guy took out 1 too.
Oh yeah, you're right. So after they piled in, they killed a whole bunch of guardsmen, and then they consolidated in to the Hellhound. Hellhound hit back, killing 1. Sergeant killed 1 heroically. And then that's the 6 I rolled on their morale. So in total, I lost 6 Hellions this turn, which was not good. This Raider didn't get a chance to fight after it charged in because essentially all the guardsmen were dead except for a sergeant who he couldn't get to. So at the end of the turn over here, Jake lost another 3 guardsmen, I believe, thanks to the Phantasm grenade launcher. So Jake is in a pickle, no doubt. Any comments at this point, Jake, as we have to clean up the board going into your turn 2?
There's going to be a lot of disengaging and get back in the fight orders being given over here because I still got the 2 platoon commanders and the company commander and the company commander over here to give those guys orders back. And then get back in the fight allows them to shoot.
Absolutely. I wasn't able to tri-point any of his models really because of the numbers that I had going forward and good positioning by Jake, and he still has that knight, which is going to be a problem. So we'll be back after guard turn 2 movement.
Both mortar squads disengaged. The 3-man mortar squad that was in the back. This guy that was up here jumped down there. The other 2 disengaged this way, still maintaining coherency. This other mortar squad shuffled back. One's on the other side of the wall. One's shuffled back there. The infantry squad here, the 3-man with the missile launcher, the sergeant, and the plasma gunner, they had to adjust so this infantry squad could disengage and still stay in unit coherency. It's these guys right here. Platoon commander and psyker moved. This platoon commander moved. Company commander disengaged. The knight moved. Heavy bolter did not move, but the rest of this squad shuffled around. Heavy bolters did not move. he stayed in place, and these guys moved up here, except for the missile launcher. He did not move.
Okay, the very important psychic phase and shooting phase to follow next. Jake is casting Smite from his Primaris Psyker onto the Venom. He needs a 5. He has a 2 and a 6. Total of 8, so D3 wounds to the Venom, Jake. It has 6 to begin with. For 1.
I'm going to command point that.
Command point reroll. For 1.
Darn.
You haven't had much luck there. Alright, on the shooting phase.
These infantry squad here, the autocannons, took out some of the bikes. I can't remember if this flamer did anything to the bikes or not. The plasma gunner did not from this squad. These guys and the missile launcher, I think, took some wounds off of this guy right here. The mortars killed a few of these guys after this guy toasted the vehicle.
I only killed 1. I was making some 6-up saves like a boss.
And 2 of them died while disembarking.
Yep.
And then the heavy flamer didn't do anything to that guy, did he?
Did 1 wound.
Yeah, 1 wound. Okay. Over here, missile launcher, 1 wound.
Missed. Melta gun hit,
Melta gun, yeah.
but failed to wound.
Was it a las gun took away a wound from him?
Yes.
Yeah, a las gun.
You command rerolled with the Melta gun as well and rolled another 1 for damage.
That's it.
Just point out, I did lose 4 bikes over here with all this firepower coming in. I had used lightning fast reflexes. That's why I still have the sergeant there. The only reason why I survived. And over here, lost 3 of the 7 witches, so they might be in trouble. Especially as Jake is probably going to charge in with his knight. He's charging something, we know that. But the triplets are on the field. On the left, you have Anna. In the middle, you have Dolly. And on the right, you have everybody's favorite Kitty, ready to play with Knight. Jake is done with his assault phase. Jake
Killed the biker.
boldly charged into the biker and killed him.
Killed the warlord with Titanic feet. I used everything. Some people be like, why did you split him up? Oh, I just want to kill his warlord. Plus, he has to resurrect his warlord.
She's over on the left now.
To the new model.
Yes. Dolly's getting a makeover, folks.
All plays into the fluff, folks.
Preview. Okay, next.
And over here, did grinding advance on him. He didn't do anything.
No.
6-up save on the 1 wound that went through.
Yes. Rolled 2 hits out of 3, and then 1 wound out of the 2. Rerolled with the command point for another 1, and then I made my save. In return, I did 2 wounds to you, Jake, and you rolled double 6s to save him. And over here, the Hellglaive did 1 damage, and then Kitty, of all people, managed to put 3 damage through. And then I think...
this is 6 damage total from the 2 of them.
6 damage total from the 2 of them. That's right, because the Hellgrave did 3 damage.
Yep.
I rolled a 6 there. All right, so Drukhari, turn 2, coming up next. Very quickly, all these girls remained in combat while the Venom moved around to eye up the primary Psyker. The Scourges flew out of these ruins and are now in the lines of Jake. He used advanced ether sails on this raider, so it moved the full 22 inches with the squad still inside. After disembarking a squad of witches, this one has just moved up normally 14 inches. Those guys, even though they have hit and run, are not foolish enough to charge back into the Hellhounds. They just remain in contact with it, while those witches disembarked and will be just destroying that squad that's left over there.
You say that. Maybe not. There's always a chance. The Emperor protects.
We shall see. Okay, pretty lackluster shooting phases. I did 1 wound to the missile launcher over there. No shooting here. I did kill the 2 autocannons with the combined fire of what was in this raider and the Dark Lance from this raider. Phantasm grenade launcher hit the mortar squad in there and the squad on top, but unfortunately I only killed like 1 guy on the squad on top. I did 2 wounds to the primary Psyker, and Anna here managed to hit the knight with her blast pistol and wounded it, but Jake used a command point to roll that 6, so his ion shield held, unfortunately. Jake made some really good saves against the Scourges with this unit up here. Jake, how many did you end up losing from that unit?
You took
like 1 wound off of the
from that
bolter?
unit off the heavy bolter, and you killed with a blaster. You killed the missile launcher.
Yeah, so a little
from the other
disappointing.
squad. from the other squad.
But really, that's not really where we do our work. So
we're cannons.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So we're gonna now charge Jake and do some more damage, including those guys. They're destined to die. So here we go. All hail the nameless knight, destroyer of succubi. He has now killed Anna in close combat and did 1 wound on Dali. In return, Dali did a wound to it, as did the squad of witches with the razor gauntlets. Over here, Venom killed the primary psyker with his 1 wound left. Hooray. So he's dead. Over here, I killed 1 guardsman. They did 1 wound to me in return, but they won't be shooting. The Hellions did well to take 4 wounds off the Hellhound, losing nothing in return. They made a 5-up armor save. And then the witches, as predicted, have totally wiped out that squad there. So, as the end of turn 2, the Drukhari are still doing well, but that knight remains a thorn in their side. Going to turn 3, Jake?
Yeah.
Here we go.
That's a direct order. Do it now.
Turn 3 for the Astra Militarum. Consolidate it.
Alright, the knight, he moved out of combat and was swung this way, so he's 1 inch away from Dolly.
Kitty.
This squad here moved up, disengaging from this guy. This squad of 3 moved up to here. These guys disengaged combat from the raider. He stayed put. This squad right here blew up this guy.
Flamer did
with
3
flamer.
wounds. Yeah.
3 wounds, no saves. This squad here, after the knight killed some of these guys, the heavy flamers and heavy stubbers. Then the knight blew up this raider. This squad hosed down everybody that had Hexatrix. The plasma gunner took out the Hexatrix.
Yeah, I rolled 4 1s trying to disembark from that raider, so they had a head start.
The 2-man mortar squad took out 2 of the squad over here.
Yep.
The 3-man mortar squad took away 3 guys from over here. And then in combat, he killed 1 over here. The knight swung around, and Dolly made all of her saves. 6 attacks on her, 6 attacking with scourges. I think we killed 2 scourges with the attack, or 3.
1 scourge, because you had killed 3 of them with shooting.
Yeah.
And Kitty made 4 saves.
Yep.
And I did lose a scourge to morale. I also lost a Hellion over there. Did no damage to the good old Hellhound.
Lots of orders being given for get back in the fight and take aim and bring it down over in here.
All right. So, it's getting a little thin on the Dark Eldar Alliance. We'll see what we can do. I'm pretty sure I'm up on kill points. It's everything else that concerns me. Going to my turn 3. Okay, for Drukhari turn number 3, the Scourges disengaged from combat. They shot at some mortars, only ended up doing 2 wounds. The second wound, well, the first one was from the Solarite blast pistol, killed the one with 1 wound. The other blaster hit and only did 1 wound on the damage roll. It was a theme for me, unfortunately. Over here, the knight has killed Kitty. We have slowly reduced the knight down to 8 points of damage. Here, using the hit and run rule for the Hellions, they jumped out of combat with the Hellhound that used to be there and just destroyed the squad that was there. They did lose 1 on Overwatch coming in. The Hellhound managed to survive both the blast pistol and a dark lance. Both hit, both did not wound very well. And then charged in with the Raider first. Raider took 2 wounds off of, or the Hellhound took 2 wounds off the Raider. Then the witches charged in. It was the witches that ended up killing it. It did, of course, blow up on a 4-up. Did 2 mortal wounds to the witches there, so they're down to 5. And 2 wounds to the Raider as well. As far as morale checks, we don't have any right now, except for your mortar squad, Jake. On a 6, you'll lose a mortar. That's a 4. All right, we go on to turn 4. Dark Eldar are now immune from morale. Okay, Jake, we are on your turn 4. Where's my Dark Eldar?
This captain charged forward. I mean, look how cool he is. A stogie, cool. Bandana, glasses, skull motif. He blasted 2 of these chicks with a shotgun because he's a boss. Mortars, wiped out the rest of them.
Yeah.
Flamer guy here killed some. Pistols here killed some. Plasma gunner guy killed these.
Killed one, and then
killed one, and then
it was the Avenger bolt cannon that killed the other three. Yeah.
This heavy bolter killed these two.
Yes, it did.
Rapid fire battle cannon killed this, and all the mortars killed the rest of this.
Yeah. So Dark Eldar tabled Imperial Guard, Astra Militarum, turn number 4. Whew. Okay, we'll come back and we'll talk about this game. Great game again, Jake.
Awesome.
Congratulations. We'll be back. Welcome back to the channel, Jake.
Thank you.
So, this was the Drukhari's premiere on the Warhammer YouTube channel. And as always, they lose to your Imperial Guard.
But the first time the Codex came out, Mike did beat me at the local GW off camera.
Yes. And you were a little upset about that because you thought...
I thought I was done. There's nothing to answer to it.
Yeah, but you went home and you thought about it for a couple days and you came back with a knight. And to me, the knight was the difference maker tonight. I did not have any answers for it. You charging it in really left me with no good choices. Because I chose to keep my units in there because I had 2 blast pistols.
Mm-hmm.
I could have fallen them back, but then, I only had 3 blasters. I could shoot at it, and I thought maybe they could be better used someplace else. So maybe it would have gone differently if I would broken them out of combat, but I don't think so. I think that was my best option at that point, and that's what really threw me. So other than that, Vanguard did really well. My Vanguard is the 2 units of bikes and the 1 unit of Hellions. Of course, you did a number on the bikes once you went first, killing 5 out of 6 on 1 squad, and then the Hellions, you dropped 8 of those as well in the first turn. I didn't think it was going to be enough for you to win the game, but I think in the end, it was pretty decisive, that first turn of your shooting, because my Vanguard quickly fell apart after that. I lost the 2nd unit of bikes, turn 2. After you disengaged, it's really hard to try point those mortar squads, especially when they're butted up against one another, and I just couldn't make it happen. So, and I didn't do enough damage to the mortar squads to really hurt them long term. You were still shooting 3 mortars at the end of the game. Or 4 mortars actually, so they're a great unit. The witches are as fragile as ever, so once you destroyed the raider and the witches piled out, you either killed them with a knight or you killed them with 1 round of shooting, killed 6 witches after 4 of them died getting out of the raider, or you killed them with the mortars. And it's they're really hard to keep alive. So the Drukhari, while extremely powerful and hit very hard, remain very much the glass cannon and very susceptible to any sort of range shooting. Stratagems are really good. I need to get the Cabal of the Crippled Dog up and running so I can run another battalion to get more stratagems, because that's a lot of where my survivability is going to come from. Lightning fast reflexes, strike from the shadows, which gives me +1 to my cover saves, things like that. 8 command points go surprisingly fast with this army, especially when I run a unit of 20 Hellions, which I think is a good idea. Because I was running with 2 units of 10 and Jake would shoot like 8 off of one, 8 off the other, and then I'd lose 1 to morale, etc. By running a unit of 20, then I'm just spending 2 command points in order to keep them alive after I lose however many of them I'm going to lose the first turn. Not convinced the Hellions are a great unit right now. This game, what they managed to do was kill 2 infantry squads and take 4 wounds off a Hellhound. And for the amount I pay for them, which is about 340 points, I think, about 290 points, they're not doing the job that I need to do, so I need to do better with them. As far as your list, what do you think?
Well, I made 2 lists to fight the Swift Knight. The planet was being terrorized by... they didn't know what was terrorizing them. It was just fast and swift and terrifying. It was frightening. The first list I made that I thought about using was a spearhead detachment with a tank commander and my 3 tanks. So that would have been 4 tanks and 3 infantry squads with a commander and a psyker, and then a stormtrooper casting detachment with a prime and another psyker to basically keep the infantry squads near the tanks, so hopefully it doesn't surround them, move the tank away that's in combat and shoot the tank on the stuff that was attacking it, and drop the scions around and try to shoot stuff. I was thinking about it, that's the first list I made, and then I was like, let me try a knight and hellhounds. The 2 hellhounds, just the infantry brigade with command points. My moved down to 3 weapon squads. I kept the mortars. Mortars are really good against dark elves with their toughness 3. And the autocannons, I kept a lot of stuff that did DACA. Mm-hmm. The 20-man conscript squad and the 5 squads of regular infantry with their heavy weapons and special weapons as well. And then I brought the 2 commanders, the psyker, and the 2 platoon commanders. And orders, I think orders is what helped me in this game. I mean, Mike moved up swiftly in that first turn, as you guys saw, and I was able to disengage, but then get my guys get back in the fight to shoot again. Mm-hmm. And once I didn't have to give stuff get back in the fight, and I could start giving them take aim, and with the laurels of command, use the commander to give take aim, and then the 4 up to give them a second order, bring it down. I mean, that stuff can pretty much help out a lot. And the other platoon commanders there as well to give the other orders. I think orders did a lot, mortars did a lot, the knight did a lot. When I saw his warlords pile out of that raider and the squad was with them, I was like, well, I think I can charge them, step on them one at a time and see if it works. Because the knight can move into combat, fight, next turn, walk out of combat, shoot, and attack again.
Yeah, they can even walk over other models because they're titanic. You raise a good point with the Hellhounds. They've always been really good, especially against the Drukhari. Yeah. Even though my blasters have gotten better, my Dark Lances did pretty well tonight, relatively speaking. Yeah. I was focused more on the Hellhounds early on because they have the potential to do a lot of damage, just like your Knight, but it was much easier to take them out than your Knight. So those really saved your Knight from taking a lot of Dark Lance shots and blaster shots, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take my Hellhounds. I modeled them with heavy bolters originally. I think I'm going to chop those off and give them heavy flamers. And maybe I'll take some of my infantry squads and reduce the special weapons and the heavy weapons from them just to give those points for the heavy flamers.
Yeah, heavy flamers are expensive. And unless you're running Talon Doctrine, those heavy bolters aren't doing you much good, especially with a lot of things in the game making you -1 to hit now, so you're hitting on 6s with them.
Raven Guard, Drukhari,
Eldar proper, and we got
that one mission
stratagems now.
The one mission that if you roll,
it's
hard to hit.
Some of the things that had going for me was the deployment style. Dawn of War was perfect for me. Yeah, but then
also puts you in range of all my heavy weapons, pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, you have really good range. Mortars are 48 inches. Autocannons are 36 inches, doing 2 damage apiece. So it would be tough to get out of their range, I would say. Also, kill point. I had a lot less units than you did. I think potentially I should have taken that raider full of witches and just hid them rather than continue to try to roll up your right flank, my left side. But once the witches get the bloodlust up, they're going to go in there and try to kill things. And they do.
I think you should have done that. That's how I beat your corgis the one time I tied them and I hit the Terminators out of sight from your tall arm.
From a tall arm,
Yeah.
I don't think I've won with my corgis yet. We're working on a list for that, though, so we'll see.
Raven Guard Tactics.
Yep.
-1.
And now, after the FAQ and the beta rules, they're one of the few armies remaining that can kind of infiltrate up before the game starts and get that turn 1 charge. There's still quite a few that can do that, to be honest. And then, overall, I love the facts. And I think if anybody says, well, this army wasn't winning tournaments or this hurts that army and they weren't really that competitive, I think you're missing the point. I think Games Workshop is all about making this game fun for us players. And turn 1 assaults, perhaps maybe not all that powerful, certainly weren't a lot of fun.
I mean, it's not a lot of fun. It's still something you have to prepare for. It's still something you have to prepare for in the first turn. There's still units out there going to be allowed to do that. I mean, I think there's vehicles out there that should allow you to do first 1 charges when the guys pile out. There's vehicles specifically that if you play a fluffy way, like a drop pod, Space Marines are supposed to slam down on those things and go forward. A Chimera, I mean, it's a tank that moves infantry so they can get out and attack the objective, whether it's a trench line or whatever. I mean,
yeah, no.
But the turn 1 assault, it didn't bother me, that turn one assault from Deep Strike, because it's just something you had to prepare for. So I think if they would have left that in, it wouldn't have been a big deal. They moved it to turn 2 only. I mean, so be it. I don't really think it hurt the game that much. It was just something you had to prepare for. Now you don't have to really prepare for it. You have to prepare for it in turn 2.
Yeah, it definitely gives you some chances and the ability to play that first turn without having everything tied up. Again, like you saw tonight, the Drukhari are one of the armies that can still tie things up.
Yes.
But you're not being able to get entire armies charging that first turn. So I think it's good for the game, and it gives everyone a little bit more ability to play before armies are taken off the board. So I like it. I think the Imperial Guard are looking pretty good in the post-FAQ world. Tonight you saw Jake use the new rule regarding charging into ruins very well. He has more than enough bodies to stack those second floors and prevent people from charging up there. And the way that close combat works now, you can't attack up a level. You need to be base within 1 inch of a base. And so that vertical distance is no longer something that you can just use in order to attack those guys on the second floor. So that's another way that guard's going to.
But the nice thing is, though, for your flying models, they don't have to go down and over. They just go over and they drop down. They don't get any points off the drop down. So that's kind of cool. It plays into the fluff of the vehicle.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to get used to, but both the vehicles, and I got plenty of things that fly, so it's going to be interesting. Yeah. So overall, big thumbs up for the Drukhari Codex. They're not, I feel a lot more confident playing the 17th Shetland Light Dragoons than I do the Drukhari right now. Recognizing the Drukhari are very good, it's just one of those things that as soon as they get punched in the face, they tend to go down, where 17th Shetland Light Dragoons, they can take multiple punches and they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I know Simon's scared of them. Simon's very scared of the Drukhari. Simon's scared of me, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
All my armies are overpowered for Simon.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, I really didn't think I was going to win tonight. I thought it was going to be a good match.
I didn't think you were going to win either.
I thought, man, that once he's in there, he's in there. It's just, I used my orders, I had those guys out there to give them orders, and just turned in my favor.
It was your night, man. If you would have held your night back in your lines, I would have won this game. That is what made the difference. I could have gotten some infantry units, tied them up. I have bought the new Start Collecting box, so you'll see more witches once I move up to my 2,000 point list.
Yep.
And I get the Cabal of the Crippled Dog up and running for those extra command points, but it's going to be more the same for my Drukhari list. It's going to be more bikes. It's going to be more witches. It's a couple Cabalot warriors, but it will very quickly go up to 2,000, so it can be tournament ready.
And hats off for destroying the Sentinel in round 1. That's his first time he's took one of my little Sentinels out.
It was a Dark Lance. It's the first time Dark
Lances worked actually this time. I wasn't really scared of those all the other times.
Yeah, maybe not the best target, but that last cannon that hits on 4s, reroll 1s. You can't leave it out there, in my opinion. So I was happy to take it out. All right, I think that's about it.
Yeah. Good game, Mike.
Okay.
Thanks for having me over.
We, fortunately, Jake's going to be leaving soon. Hopefully we'll have him back on the channel one more time, but things are going to get real busy real fast, so...
You'd have to play into my hours.
Yeah, that's going to be getting more and more difficult.
Yeah.
So, if not Jake, hopefully we'll get some other folks on the channel, but you will definitely be missed. You were a very important member of getting this channel stood up. So I do appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I like coming over here and playing games, and I think we have a lot of fun. Our play styles work together.
Absolutely. You beat me, and that's fun for you. And you challenge me, and that's fun for me. So.
And you beat me too.
Yeah. It seems like it's been a while, though.
You slaughtered me not on camera last week.
Yeah, it doesn't
made me
count.
feel horrible.
It doesn't count. No one knows about that.
The people at the store do.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, dude. It's been a pleasure. And
yeah.
good luck to you. You'll probably see Jake now that he's internet famous. Maybe playing on some other YouTube channels and maybe playing in the East Coast meta.
Virginia area. I think there's going to be a GW near me in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
All right. And if you're in the Stuttgart area, I need a new Jake. So contact me through the channel. We'll see about getting you on camera and playing a game here at the War Corgi YouTube channel. If you like the video, please go ahead and give us a like and leave us a comment, especially if we did anything wrong in the rules. We always appreciate those comments. We're not one of the channels who screams at their fans for pointing out when they do something wrong. Yeah. And then if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Good gaming.
Yep, good game. See you later.
Bye, Jake.
Bye.